and dirty trick on how to become the expert. Okay, so a lot of people are like, well, how, everybody's an expert these days. How on earth do you become an expert? When do you become an expert? Who says, like, do you get crowned an expert? Does the Queen come and knight you as an expert? And like, when do you decide that, oh, well, now I'm the expert? Now, my challenge for you is to actually take your focus away from being an expert, because it's almost like an unattainable thing. Like, people, you can call yourself an expert, and I'm totally cool. If you feel confident enough to call yourself an expert, then go you. But if you are feeling ever so slightly uneasy about that, you could be on the kind of mid part of the expert journey. Okay, so what happens is we come out and we start to learn a little about something, and we're like, wow, and you get a little bit obsessive, and you're like, right, okay, and you start to learn more, and you start to feel really empowered, like you've got a lot of information here, and I'm feeling good, and oh my god, this is really cool, and you keep learning, and then you decide that you want to take it to the next level. So maybe, perhaps, you sign up for a course, or you do some extra learning with somebody else, maybe some formal training, or you start to buy a more in-depth book. So you kind of like read the introduction to, and you're feeling good, and you're like, wow, this information is so powerful, and I can do all this stuff with it now, and this is amazing. And you start implementing, perhaps, and well, hopefully you will have implemented. If you are trying to call yourself an expert, you have to have done these things yourself, right? But you will have implemented things, and you're like, yeah, I feel like I know a lot. And then you open up the big book, the big kahuna of the encyclopedia of knowledge on your topic, and you start to see that you don't know it all. And that's the moment where we actually start to lose confidence, because up until this point, we can sit and regurgitate stuff to people, and we know more than them, right? We still know more than them, even by reading that introduction too. And we start feeling confident. And this is when people can start going through that bossy stage. You can see, sorry, I hate doing this, but you can spot them a mile away when they've read a little bit of something, and they got that first timer confidence about them. They're like, I'm going to come in and I'm going to bulldoze in with all the stuff, and they get a little bit bossy with it. They go like, oh, you should be doing this, and I've had this amazing thing, and this would be great for you, and they start trying to apply it to every man and their dog, and dictating. You turn into a bit of a dictator at this intro stage. But you open up the bigger book and the encyclopedia, and suddenly your confidence gets knocked, because you realize that things are never simple. Things are never as simple as they seem, and there are always more than one way to peel an orange, and that it can't simply apply to every situation, because everybody is different and everything is different. There are so many variables in this life that things just literally can't be simple. We can try and simplify them for understanding's sake, and that's what your introduction to has done. But when you start opening the door and you open up the can of worms, you realize that actually it really isn't as simple. Okay, but the experts make it simple so that people who are not an expert can understand. That's really important. That's when you're able to master making something complicated simple. It's that's, for me, that's when you can call yourself an expert. But you may be through this kind of middle phase of feeling like, oh my god, like there is just way too much there's just way too much here. So the thing I want to say to you is you need to focus on what you do know. Okay, so when you're starting to feel in that unsure stage of, okay, wow, I clearly don't know everything, the first thing you need to accept is you will never know everything. You will never know everything. But what you can do is you can strip everything away and simplify it for yourself, and give yourself boundaries on who you are going to help with this information, because you know that it's worked for you, right? So if you can find somebody who is like you. So this is why I always say it's great, particularly when you're feeling like this, to actually use yourself as an ideal client. You know, you're the best market research tool you could possibly have. So come back to you and how it's helped you. You know, what situation were you in? And use yourself as that ideal client whilst you continue to master the subject. And just accept, like I said, you won't know it all. Just accept that not everybody will want your product and not everybody is suited to it. So it's about being clear on the boundaries of who is right for what you have to offer and who is not right. If you don't know who isn't right for your product, you are not ready to sell. It's so important for you to find out who is not right for this, because then you know that you are selling with integrity and that what you know is more than enough, regardless of if you don't know everything. Strip it back, simplify it, simplify your ideal client as much as you possibly can to know, is this person in this situation? Is this person this type of person? Is this person this far in their journey? Yes. Okay, now I know that what I know will help them and that I can help take them through the steps, and my system will work for them because of that. So you don't have to serve everybody, and you shouldn't be serving everybody. It's very important that you're very clear on who it is you're serving so that you know that you can be the expert. And the best tip I can give you is, if you're still feeling after that little pep talk concerned that you still don't feel like the expert, do exactly the way I call it, is it's specialize. So specialize in something, strip it back, specialize in helping a specific person with a specific problem to achieve a specific goal, specialize in those things, and your expert status will creep up on you without you even realizing it. And one day you could be like, hey, yeah, I am the expert, actually. I am the expert. But you don't even need to focus on that. All you need to know is that you can help somebody achieve their results and you can solve their problem. So if you can feel confident in that, that is the best place to start. And specializing is the best way you can position yourself as an expert, because you don't even need to say it. If you specialize, people assume you are. If you specialize, you will always feel more confident in what you have to offer.